What is going on, people? It's Frank here from Cannon Talks and welcome back to the channel. Now, it is late, it's nearly midnight and Arsenal have just lost 3-0 at the Etihad to Manchester City. Now, what I'm going to be doing is giving a quick review of the game, my review of the game to say the least. And let's just get it out there from the get-go, this is not at all positive. To sum it up, David Luiz, I guess. Alright, so let's start from the team selection. I was massively shocked by the team that Arteta put out, and it wasn't even a situation where I was disappointed with the team he put out. I thought it was a very interesting team, but it's certainly not nothing that I would have put out personally, or what a lot of people would have put out. The noticeable absences of Lacazette and Pepe both being on the bench, and then no Mesut Ozil in the squad whatsoever, were real shockers for me. But obviously, with the Mesut Ozil situation, Mikel Arteta has come out and said that he will be discussing it further soon. He did say after the game, but as of the time of recording, there has been no word on that situation. Bukayo Saka, obviously playing in his natural position of left wing, was a gamble as he has been doing so good at left back, but he played decent tonight, so we'll give him that. And then obviously Eddie and Nketiah are up top. I've really enjoyed watching Eddie play this season. He's really turning into a good striker. It was a silly decision chucking him in at the deep end here. I believe he's a good striker, but he's not to the point where he should be getting played over Lacazette, if you understand what I mean. So yeah, we get into the first half. I believe we played absolutely fantastically for the first maybe half an hour of the game. But boy oh boy, after that half an hour did it get interesting. We had to make 2 substitutions due to injury in that first half. Obviously Granit Xhaka and Pablo Mari both coming off through injury. I hope they're okay and hopefully they get well soon. And then they were both replaced by Dani Ceballos and the man of the hour, David Luiz. So to see David Luiz play against Manchester City was something that I definitely didn't want. I explained it in the Cannon Talks podcast, I believe, or the preview, one of the two, that I didn't think it was worth the risk of having him in the squad due to the mistakes he made against Brentford. But thankfully he wasn't in the starting lineup, but unfortunately because of the injury he did come on, and we paid the price for that instantly. I think literally within 10 minutes of him coming on, he made the mistake for the first goal, which of course Raheem Sterling scored. Raheem Sterling scored his first goal of 2020, and of course it was going to be against Arsenal. Whenever a record is broken or something happens that hasn't happened for a long time, it seems to always be Arsenal that it happens against, that is, not for. So of course Raheem Sterling makes it 1-0 just before half time, which was the biggest kick in the teeth of the entire game, as we'd played very good in that first half. So to go into the second half 1-0 down was not even a kick in the teeth, a whole kick in the nuts. And then came the nightmare that was the second half. We didn't show the same intensity as we did in the first half. It was clear that all heads had dropped because of Man City's goal. And what happens? David Luiz happens. He pulls down Riyad Mahrez in the Arsenal penalty box, last man, gives Manchester City the penalty and gets himself sent off in the process, bringing us down to 10 men. We was already going to struggle against Man City with 11 men, so for him to put us down to 10 men really didn't help the cause. It later came down to a case of 10 versus 10 due to Garcia's injury that looked pretty serious, so I'm hoping and I'm wishing him a speedy recovery, and I'm hoping it's nothing too serious. But then directly after that injury comes the third goal, and that was pretty much when I knew for a fact there was absolutely no chance of us getting anything from this game. Not even, we couldn't even salvage a goal, and that's what concerns me the most. Like, I understand that it's Manchester City, but we're Arsenal Football Club. We should be able to at least put up a fight against a team like Man City. But it is very clear that there's a lot of work to do within this squad, and I don't know what the answer to that problem is. It could be selling current defenders, buying more defenders, or just working extra hard in the training sessions. But I want to know, guys, down in the comments, what do you think the problem at Arsenal Football Club is? Anyway guys, that is the end of this video. If you did like it, make sure to leave a like. Do you know what? I think you should give us a like just due to sympathy. A sympathy like. Please. Make sure to subscribe to Cannon Talks if you haven't already. Also turn on post notifications to be alerted of when we upload our videos. I have been Frank. I will see you guys soon. Peace.